The Dragons players involved in that infamous barbecue have began posting their apologies on their social media accounts, but it's one thing to be sorry and it's another entirely different to be sorry that you got caught. Here's Josh Maguire.
We can't sit here and say we didn't understand. We were in Shell Harbour, which is a long way away from everything that was happening, and the decision to go to the barbecue everyone made, and at the end of the day, we just thought that it wasn't going to be a drama, we wouldn't get caught. So we just thought if we kept it within the team and that, it wasn't going to be a big deal, and it obviously is. And we made that stupid decision to go ahead and do that. So we can't push it off on anyone else. We can't blame anyone else. We can't say that we didn't know. We definitely knew. We just made the wrong decision.
Blake, there's 12 people that were there. There's 5 million people in Sydney that are in lockdown. You know the bubbles, the NRL bubbles in place. Just following on from that, how do all 12 people get that wrong?
It's because we're in our own bubble, mate. We're in our own bubble. We thought we couldn't. We didn't think we were going to get away with it. We just thought it was harmless. And like I said before, I've said it multiple times now. We can't do anything about what we've done. We've got to learn from our mistakes and move on.
So are you suggesting that you guys weren't aware of the wider health rules and you had to follow them?
No, we've got all the accurate information from our COVID protocols here at the Dragons. We're well educated.
They are well educated. You heard it. I mean, Josh Maguire there, he thought they're in Shell Harbour. They're a long way from anything. Yeah. We knew it was the wrong thing. Yeah. We just didn't think we were going to get caught.
Well, let me tell you, there's an old quote that Mark Twain's responsible for, I believe. It goes along the lines of, it's better to be silent and let people think you're stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Yeah. And that's what Josh did. Josh should have said, can someone else talk, because I'm going to say we knew what we're doing and by crikey, we're sorry we got caught. I
think he was owning it. I thought he was owning it.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
I've got a problem with you. You've turned soft.
No,
I've noticed. Yes, in recent times, I've noticed you have gone a little soft.
But
ever since Bonnie came, you've gone soft. You've shown the other side.
You couldn't have trained him to do that.
No, I mean honestly. Listen, can you go back to the old Paul Kent? Where's he gone?
He came out and said we thought we were going to get away with it. We didn't. And he apologised for it.
Honest to a fault, even.
Yes.
I viewed it that way, that he just basically put his hand up and said, look, we thought... I'd rather him do that than say, you know what, we didn't think we did anything wrong, we thought it was okay. Yeah, Blake Laurie there, we're in our own bubble, hello.
But we're well educated.
No, they're in their own world, not the bubble. It's called the Dragons' world.
Is it infuriating to think that they knew exactly that they were doing it wrong?
I think that's what... Look, the question was asked, OK? We've got people that have passed away the last 2 days, a 70-year-old and a 90-year-old. 10 people can go to the funeral. There are people who haven't seen their kids, their grandkids, for 3 weeks now. Now, you know, while we sit here, and we're a fairly fortunate group that we can still work and do what we're supposed to do, but there are people watching this right now who haven't got a job. They're not on $600,000 a year. They're not going to get income. There's been an announcement by the Prime Minister today that there'll be some relief in terms of employment and also businesses. But to see privileged footballers, and I'm sorry, Paul, to say, yeah, we knew to do the wrong thing, we did it anyway. That grates. No, that grates with fans.
I've got no doubt it grates. Of course it grates. But what I'm saying is he put his hand up.
Yeah, but big deal. What about the people in Shell Harbour who are confined to barracks? What about the people in all parts of Sydney who are confined to barracks? They don't give a continental about these fellas. They care about where the next tweet's coming from.
Let me ask you then, what would you expect him to say in that?
Well, I wouldn't expect him to say, I'm sorry we got caught, or words to that effect. I wouldn't expect that.
We didn't expect to get caught is what he said.
Yeah,
but he didn't say, I'm sorry we got caught. He said, we didn't expect to get caught, we did the wrong thing, we're sorry.
Well,
what do you expect him to say?
Well, I'm sorry, we shouldn't have done it, would have been the end of it. I'm sorry we shouldn't have done it.
Got there
and I apologise all fans who were infuriated by our misbehaviour.
I think he's trying to get there. In football speak, I think that's essentially what he's trying to say.
Thanks for that interpretation.
He was
I appreciate it.
Honest to a fault. He was honest to a fault. He told us what he was thinking, the truth, which unfortunately 2 other players still haven't told us. They still haven't signed the form.
I don't think he was thinking. I don't think he told us what he's thinking, because I don't think they thought about it. I think they just thought they'd get on the drink and have a good week after the narrow win over the Warriors. After the coach and the team management said, go home, have a week off, don't do anything wrong. out they go.
So it's been a week since the Dragons decided to sack Paul Vaughan, which many believe he became the fall guy for this whole barbecue fiasco. He's now got to move on with his life. The Bulldogs are showing interest. Would you be happy for Paul Vaughan to go to Belmore and start afresh?
I thought Trent Barrett was getting rid of people that, you know, weren't worthy of wearing the colours of the Bulldogs. I'd be astounded if he signed Paul Vaughan. I mean, absolutely astounded. I'm not saying that Vaughan won't have a future somewhere in the latter stages of his career, but the last thing Trent Barrett needs at a club that's struggling is to import another problem. He's got enough problems he's getting rid of at the end of the season without importing one.
But maybe they wouldn't have been able to afford a Paul Vaughan had this not happened.
Well, I don't think they can afford a Paul Vaughan.
What you want to buy, what you want to bring into your club.
Yeah,
do they want to buy another excuse? Do they want to follow the lead set by the Tigers?
Vonnie, there are a trifecta of offences here. I can tell you, having spoken to members of the board, they were absolutely thrilled to farewell the bloke. He's been very hard to manage. I don't think he's going to be... He may be more, I guess, you know, a little smarter about the way he conducts himself, but I think if the Bulldogs look at it and the board at the Bulldogs look at it, they're in a deal of pain. They've got to sign some players who'll bring a different culture to the club. And I don't think Paul would be bringing that culture unless he's changed dramatically in the last week.